The USD Toreros getting ready for the 2010 campaign, hoping to build off of a 4-7 season, turn that record around, and get back to the top of the Pioneer League. And we're joined here on campus at USD with three of the players entrusted with the offense: quarterback Sam Scudellari and his two top wide receivers, John McGough, Godfrey Smith. Gentlemen, first things first, thanks for joining us here on 619sports.net.
No, thanks for having us.
All right, let me start, Sam, with yourself. You got the opportunity to inherit the quarterback job last year. Sebastian Trujillo leaving the team after 3 weeks, stepped in, thrust into that starting role, really handled it well, and then an injury wound up shelving you midway through the season. What did you feel you learned in your first season as quarterback?
I learned a lot. Everything, from reading defenses to trusting my teammates, my playmakers around me like Godfrey and John here, and just a lot about more just how the college game works, how the speed of it, game preparation, just stuff like that, just the intangibles that make you successful, and why in previous seasons San Diego was so successful. And so hopefully, we can get it back there with these two guys, and we have a great line this year, so we should make it happen.
Well, certainly USD, a tradition of great quarterbacking and so much history, and you got to be a leader to be a quarterback. And Godfrey, let me ask you about this man out there against Jacksonville last year, hopping around on a broken ankle, and yet still series in and series out, taking the snaps because you didn't have a backup and he had to do that. What does that do for the rest of the guys in the huddle?
That shows him his dedication to the team. Like, I didn't even know he broke his leg till when he did a quarterback draw and he tumbled and crawled to the sideline. I was like, what's wrong with Sam? It was like, he pretty much broke his leg. I was like, how long ago did they do that? It was probably second quarter. It's like, oh, okay. And I was just like, well, if he can play 2.5 quarters on a broken leg, I can play through being tired or gassed. That's just pure dedication, not wanting to lose, showing the team that I'm here for the long haul. And that just pushed the team to try to make sure that we don't quit on each other. Simple as that. You can't quit. He didn't quit. He had a broken leg. He just taped it up and kept going.
From a physical standpoint, Sam, how is the leg?
Feels great. Feels great. I spent the off season strengthening it up, and it was really easy with your teammates pushing you. How could I not try and come back and make a contribution? So it feels great.
Well, John, you've made a great mark in the USD record books already, and a lot of receptions here. Tell me about the chemistry that you've developed, not only with Sam, but the quarterback, Bo Stompro, who had to step in at the end of last year as well, and you guys now have a great 1-2 punch.
Yeah, we have great chemistry. I mean, last year with Sam when he came in against Marist, I believe, did a great job, led us to a victory, and kind of just right off the bat, we had great chemistry. And then, unfortunately, he got injured, but then Bo Stompro stepped in, and, we gained that chemistry. So over the summer, both quarterbacks were here. Me and Godfrey were here, and we were just working all the time and just getting used to each other, getting used to routes, just throwing the ball, and just doing great. So I'm excited for this season. I mean, it should be a great one.
Sam, talk a little bit about this USD offense, because you guys, you'll nickel and dime, you'll hit around with that horizontal game, and then all of a sudden something pops and one of these guys is running down the seam and taking it for 6 yards. Now that you're more fully immersed in that playbook, what do you think we'll be seeing?
You'll see a bit of everything. I think our offense is actually very exciting. We got some great playmakers right here, a wide receiver along with Reggie Bell, Sean Ricucci, Kyle Warren's a great receiver, stepped up a lot from becoming he was PFL Freshman of the Year, I believe, last year. And he's done an incredible job this offseason. We have an awesome O-line, Zach Lewis, Matt Paletti, the leader, Christian Fetters, and then we have two new guards who have done a fabulous job. Freshman Gary Berwick and Mike Arnold have done a fabulous job. And then, of course, tight end, you got Packy Doyle, who was our team MVP last year. He's just straight up playmaker, does everything he can in his power to make plays. And then we have Kenzel Smith and Matt Gelmini and Phil Morelli in the backfield. So we're explosive, and I don't think you can put a limit to what we can do, and I think it should be an exciting season for us.
USD Toreros have been synonymous with dominating Pioneer League football, and then last season, 7 losses. Godfrey, how much did that eat at the team, looking at that win-loss record? How much did that motivate what you're doing this year?
Losing like that was just – it was like a culture shock to us because, like you said, we were used to dominating, going, 11-1, 9-2, dominating our league. And when we fell off, it was just an eye-opener, you can't be beat unless you work hard. You have to put forth the effort to beat your opponents and dominate your opponents. It's just not going to come to you. It's not simple. You have to come out ready to play, knowing that they coming to bring their best, that you have to bring your best and exceed your best to beat them and dominate them. And so we worked hard in the offseason to make sure that we don't go into games thinking that we're going to win. We go into games knowing that we're going to dominate, we're going to play all 4 quarters, and that's how we're going to come out victorious and dominate the Pioneer Football League this year.
And John, how about your head coach, Ron Carragher? What type of tone has he set here in training camp?
In training camp, he set a great tone. You know, he understands last year, you know, it's not like us, and he's trying to get us back on track. So he's pushing us, making sure we stay on track, stay mentally focused, as well as physically able to do what we can do this season. He knows, you know, we have no limits, like Sam said. You know, we're explosive, we have all the tools, and he's just making sure we get that all together so it's working correctly.
Well, guys, stay healthy. With these 3 playmakers on board, USD should be putting some points on the scoreboard here at Toreros Stadium.